All right, thanks for stopping by. So this will be fun. Let's do a time lapse of me moving the gazebo tent. We'll do this in double speed, but I'm going to move the tent. I don't like where it is. It's messing up the whole vibe of the campsite. The tent needs to be up closer toward where the camera is, directly between the two vans. And I'm also going to turn the door where it faces the mountains because the door side doesn't have paracord tie downs that come off of it, so we won't trip on it. You'll see what I mean. But right now, I'm just taking up the tent stakes, going around to each corner, getting the tent stakes removed, and then I'll undo the tie-down lines, and I'm just going to walk inside of the tent and pick it up and try to move it. Now, right here, I tried to move it, and I realized I still had a tent stake down somewhere. There it is. So I got that pulled up, and here we go. The tent has legs. If you couldn't see me through the screen, you'd think the tent was just walking around in the desert. So I'm trying to figure out here where I want to put it. Right in here looks pretty good. I'm going to have to re-square everything up. And I'll show you how I do that. It's a certain way you have to do this to make sure the tent, it's a hexagon, and you don't want it to kind of lean in on itself. So I want to move it back up to get it right in the perfect position where I want it. And the first thing I'm going to do is stake down the back side. This is straight across from the doorway. I want to get one down in this corner and one in this corner. This is very important when setting up a hexagon tent. And now what we'll do is after this stake goes down, we'll go around to the front and zip up the door. Make sure you zip the door closed because you want to make sure it's not so tight that it won't zip. So I'll zip up the door first and then put a tent stake down in each corner on each side of the door. Once you do that and you make sure everything is square, then it's just putting the rest of the stakes down. But I have learned the hard way that always start with the back and then go to the door. Because if you don't do that, you're going to end up with a door that won't zip closed because you have placed the tent stakes too far apart. Or you could put them too close together and the front door is too narrow. So once you do that, then you go to all the other corners. And I think this is the corner that gave me a hard trouble. I couldn't bust through the rock. You have to have heavy-duty tent stakes, and I have them. But it was a pain getting this one to bust through the rock. I really had to work at this one. The tent stakes I have you can get at K&B Tools here in Quartzsite, or you can get them at Walmart. They're about a foot long and about big around as your pinky finger, but they are steel. They're not those little hook style tent stakes that they send you with the tent. You can just throw those in the garbage because they're no good out here. So I'll continue going around, make sure everything's squared up. Now I got to go and pull up the old tent stakes that I left in the ground. So there should be 6 around the bottom and 5 around the outside that'll hook to the tie-down paracord lines. So it's a total of 11 tent stakes for this tent. The wind has not been gusting quite as much today as yesterday. Getting a little break from the wind today, but it's still, at times, some rogue winds come, and if you don't stake this thing down completely, it could still blow away. Yeah, I am liking the position of the tent now much better already. I'll leave a link to this tent in the description below. It's called the VEVOR tent, VEVOR. I showed you this tent back in July or August, I think, when we were in Flagstaff. But it's the perfect size for me. It's 10 by 10. They make one a little larger, but I just didn't need one any larger. This is good. This is a good way to get in, escape from the wind. The screen on this tent is so small that it blocks the wind automatically, but it also comes with these heavy, thick vinyl sides that you can put up. And that's what I will be doing in the winter. And I've told you before how it holds the heat in so well, because the top is kind of transparent, so it lets the warmth of the sun come through. So in my opinion, this tent is best suited for fall and winter and spring. It's just too hot to sit in it in the summer. So I'm going to be using it a lot this winter. It's going to be my little hot hut. So now all I have to do is grab these orange cones and place them around the tent stakes, the ones that are off about 4 feet from the side, the ones that the tie-down line's attached to, so we won't trip over them. Grab the rug, put it on the inside, go ahead and replace the table and the chair, and we'll be good to go. So the position of everything now is going to be much more enjoyable. I have a routine when I pull in with the van. See, it's facing north. I do that on purpose. That way in the afternoon I have shade pattern on the east side of the van. But I always have that routine down pat, but I just didn't take into consideration the position of the tent like I should have. But I'm learning, and I'll know next time. So there you go, much better. And when I put the shower tent back up, I'll put it out where this tent was in the beginning of the video. So let's call Amanda over here, and let's wave goodbye to everybody. I appreciate you watching. Take care, be well, and smash the bell.